Hello, this is Rapid Regeneration. I'm David Escamilla. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not making any medical claims or claims about diseases. I am simply bringing you this information as a layman and as somebody who has found out many of the secrets of how to heal the body and put the body into an ideal state. Like I did for myself as an unwilling student of this when I got terribly sick at the age of 22 and suffered for 4 years with horrible symptoms and exhaustion and felt terrible and recovered completely. And since then, I've just been trying to figure this stuff out for myself, and now it's my mission to share this information with you. So I'm always looking. It's kind of a gift and kind of a curse at the same time, where I'm never quite satisfied with the level that I'm at. And so in terms of health and wellness, I'm always looking for that next thing and that next technique that I can use. And so meditation has been, and specifically Transcendental Meditation, has been something that's been dramatic for me, to go at it from another angle to get more results. So I learned Transcendental Meditation in October of 2022 from an instructor within the organization, and basically I've been practicing it ever since, pretty much daily. I mean, I rarely miss a day of doing it, but you know, there's many forms of meditation, and there's beneficial forms of meditation, many different kinds. Basically, I'll give you a little bit of insight into TM, or Transcendental Meditation, but also you may find yourself meditating as you go through in other forms, as you go through detox, as you go through regeneration, as you transform yourself, your body and your mind, even your soul, your spirit will undergo a transformation. And basically it's getting rid of old junk and baggage and debris, and it's cleaning out your closets. And when this is happening at its best, you should feel like you're in the passenger seat and you're just observing this happening. And that's kind of detox at its best, and self-transformation. Now, in order to facilitate this, though, there needs to be some level of blank space. I had a mentor in college, a professor and creative mentor, and he said, you know, you need some blank canvas in order to get the creativity going. And what he was referencing was, you need some blank space somewhere in your day to get ideas, to get inspiration, to get creativity. And his whole thing was, you know, fold some laundry, or you know, water the garden, or do something that's mindless to let the mind kind of open up in the imagination. But the same is true with detoxification. So basically, and not just with detoxification, but basically the whole transformation of the whole self. So basically, we're going through the day, and most people are just constantly stimulated, and or over intellectualizing everything, whether it's constant shows, TV, movies, audio programs, internet, apps, social media, conversations with people, just very, very stimulating all the time. And there's been studies showing that this is extremely unhealthy, mentally, physiologically, and emotionally. Basically, meditation comes in as a antithesis of that, where basically you are giving your body and your mind some blank space, some blank canvas, without stimulating it, without your mind trying to constantly control things. You want to let your subconscious mind take over, and also your autonomic nervous system take over to clean house. They're just sitting there waiting to be handed the reins, because it's obvious to your subconscious mind, your autonomic nervous system, what needs to be done in the body. But it's up to you to give them the bandwidth and the space in order for them to do that. And in a way, this happens every night when you go to sleep. But I've studied meditation and the waves that happen, the actual waves, the wavelengths that happen, the frequencies of energy, and you get a different level of rest, rejuvenation, and energy when you meditate compared with when you're sleeping. And so it's a different form of rest and relaxation and regeneration than sleep. So, that's powerful. Now, there's different meditations out there. You can meditate just by happenstance without even realizing you're meditating, in a way. Like, for example, if you just, like we're saying earlier, if you're folding clothes, if you're watering the garden, let's say you take a drive to run an errand, and you don't play music, or you don't play audio programs, you don't call your mother, or you don't, you just drive and you just let your mind go, and just, and you're not thinking about, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, but you let the mind go. That's a form of meditation in a way, but you can meditate more proactively. There's visualizations you can do to actualize and bring in your future. You can do guided meditations, listening to something to corral your energies. You can just simply lie in an armchair or on a bed or on a couch and just feel the energy flowing. So those are all ones that you can do. I've mentioned before in other segments that when I first was getting into Detox heavy, I would have the inclination to literally just recline back in a recliner chair and just sit there. And for 30 minutes or an hour, I would just sit there. And it's exactly what I felt like doing. I didn't want to watch anything or listen to anything at that moment. I was literally just letting the energy flow take over. And I was craving that. And I was just letting my mind go. And in a way, I didn't think of it as meditation at the time, but that's really what I was doing. Now, since then, I've gotten a lot busier. In the early days of Detox, I was really giving myself a lot of time to rest. After I got healed and recovered, I've really filled up my calendar pretty heavily. So nowadays I'm very busy. I probably don't take enough time to do stuff like that. And on a certain level, I realized that when I came across Transcendental Meditation, and there was something inside of me, like a deep, deep thirst that needed to be quenched, that was like, okay, you need to do this. You need to pay the money to get the instruction and learn this and do this. And it was like drinking from a wellspring when I was completely parched. When I found out about Transcendental Meditation and started doing it. Now, it's extremely easy to do, but it's not, there's some subtleties to learn how to do it. And also, you don't know what mantra is going to work according to the organization for your specific nervous system. And so that's the value of doing it through their organization and not just researching on the internet how to do it, because according to them, not every mantra is going to work for every person. So you want to go into them and be tested and evaluated, and then they'll assign you a mantra depending on your specific nervous system disposition. And then also they'll teach you how to do it and nuances over several days. They'll instruct you. Once you learn, very, very easy to do. And there's individuals who can document and who have documented the benefits of this more in depth than I can. But basically, from a layman's perspective, when you practice TM for about 20 minutes and you just sit there and you just say your mantra, basically you go into a very deep, relaxing kind of a state, and your nervous system becomes very supple and very dynamic and almost energetic. And basically your nervous system, there's two things that are happening. Your nervous system of your body on the one hand is going to work mocking itself back up and repairing weak areas and just going in and diverting energy where it's needed. On the other hand, the nervous system of the mind and the brain and the emotions is also going through and dealing with baggage, anxieties, tensions, stress, traumas, old skeletons in the closet, creating new neural pathways, in an elastic sort of repair. This is documented, but those two things are happening at the same time. And what's neat is that you can slip back and forth between the two. Is sometimes it's focusing more on the mind and all these thoughts and all this chatter that you have, and all this is coming from somewhere, and it's your mind has so much that needs to process out, and you don't give it time to do that throughout the day. You just go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, and you're never just like unloading it and processing it and debriefing it. And the mind can actually do that extremely quickly when you're doing TM. And then sometimes it'll flip back to the body, and your body will really go into a state of deep, deep awareness and energy. And it's very energizing, and it's very clarifying, and it is very, it's great. I mean, I like it a lot. Since doing it, I've noticed a lot of benefits personally. It's improved my relationships. I've become more open, more empathetic, better listener, more vulnerable, more gracious, and just a kinder, gentler person, which, trust me, I could use all the help I can get with that. And it's greatly helped with relationships. It's greatly helped with just energy throughout the day, focus, clarity, and better sleep. I'm less irritated. Much easier to manage stress. This world we live in is a stressful one at many times. And I didn't make it like that, but that's how it is. And so this really has helped me to manage stress. It's helped me to become less resistant, because a lot of times we go through stressful situations and things that we don't want to do that are very aggravating, and our first reaction is just to resist, like like we're so resistant. And what I found is that it really has helped me just roll through that first emotion and just go right to, okay, what's the solution? What needs to be done? What do I need to do? Just total clarity, and just less of a stress response. There's so many neat things with Transcendental Meditation. I like it. You're supposed to do it twice a day, 20 minutes each. Practically I'll do it once a day, and I'll get in the second one if I can. And trust me, I'd like to get to a point in my life where I am doing it twice a day, almost all the time. And you can do it in an airport. You could do it in the back of a ride share. You can just drop into it. It can be in a busy environment or whatever. You just need someplace to sit, ideally. And so, yeah, there's so many cool things. Now, there is a cost involved. So, if you go to the organization and you contact them, there's most likely an instructor in your area. There's a cost involved. This is the same kind of meditation that the Beatles learned when they went to India. And it's very, very powerful. So for me, it's worth the cost. But I understand that that's a challenge. And so just look it up for yourself. And, if you can't do it now, make a goal to learn it at some point. Or, not everyone loves TM or Transcendental Meditation. Find what works for you. And find a meditation in your own way. Or you don't even have to meditate, but just create some blank space in your day. Create that. That's one of the hardest things to do, because we are literally addicted to stimulation. That dopamine kick that we get from doing that. So create some blank canvas in your life, some blank space, and you'll be amazed at the creativity and the inspiration, not to mention the nervous system on the body and of the brain just really going to work and processing out all the old stuff. I mean, you could talk about just hundreds of hours of psychotherapy, talking to a counselor, that you can just get condensed, and the brain will just target in on that and actually process that out. I mean, that's been amazing to me, and I've only been doing it for a little while. So, don't be scared. I think people are secretly afraid of their own power that can come out once you really start going to the next level with this. It is very, very powerful. I can't say enough good things about it. I hope you find a way, either if you learn TM or if you do some other kind of meditation, or if you just find some time in your day to have blank space, and do it over and over again to where it becomes easier and easier. Eventually you'll get to the point where you'll crave it, like you crave water or food or oxygen, and you'll crave that, and it'll just feel good. So I hope that you'll find it's making you a more peaceful person, because I really have gotten a lot more peaceful than I was before. So try it out for yourself. Let me know how it goes. Let me know what's your experience, please. The website's rapidregeneration.com. And I'll see you on the next segment. Bye for now.
For more information, please follow at Rapid Regeneration or visit rapidregeneration.com.